Well, good morning. Saturday morning, September 16th. And I think it's around 10. The full extent of low tide will be at 10:45. Yeah, my first interesting find was this spot here. And that is this. Oh wait, there. This is a well-worn tool, and what it was used for was it was used in a cupstone to crush and break up plant root, or my other theory, it was used for napping off arrowheads or spearheads, something along that line. Now I'll give it back to the beach. And I will be working this side again. I want to find some more Clovis artifacts, the Debert ones. Yep, the Debert Folsom points, as they're called. Now I know I found one. Oh, hello, little crabby. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to do you any harm, buddy. Well, that might have been something, I don't know. Okay, this was a definite arrow point, but I'll guess for an atlatl, because they were using atlatls and arrows during the late Archaic period. And naturally the bow outwon the atlatl, and I think I can guess why. Because well 3,000 years ago it warmed up, and new species of trees began growing on the began replacing the tundra and spruce, like oaks and beeches and maples and chestnuts. All of those started growing, and eventually huge tracts of land that were once tundra with stunted firs, well, they were over 1,000 years, they became vast stretches of arboreal forest. That changed life for all of the animals. And I'm guessing that those forests were a little too thick. Well, here's another tool, a little too thick for the atlatl arrow. Yeah, this is definitely a worked adze. I will guess middle to late Archaic period. Oh, this is nice. The point is broken off this, but this was, I'm going to make a guess that it wasn't that atlatl head. It's too small for a spare point, so it went on an atlatl arrow. Here's another one. Yeah, a definite archaic, late archaic, middle to late archaic. And this one was, yeah, this one was definitely for a lance or spear. Oh, sweet. Here is another, this is a slate point as well, and if you're looking straight at it, yeah. I'm gonna hazard to guess atlatl or spare. Oh, nice. Here it is. And this was for an arrow. Yeah, definitely arrow, and it, wow. They did an amazing job making, well, basically making tools out of this stone. I don't know. Yeah, this was a, this is a work stone. It was napped off right along here. They basically kept hitting it on this side, forcing flakes off, and it came up with that. I don't know if this was used, well, to me it looks like it was a hand tool. Something to be used in the hand for dressing game. Arrow for an atlatl head or arrowhead. Snapped off nice and flat there. Then it was sharpened into a nice sharp edge. Okay, well, those are, in a sense, they're interesting finds, but I'm looking for the falsum type. Those are the, I am not sure. I think I'll call that Middle Archaic period. Late Paleo-Indian or Middle Archaic. And I'm working the wrong section of the beach. I want to get right over there. What's this? Broken point of some kind, but anyway, there was one culture group that I rarely spoke of, That is the paleoeskimo group, because during the Paleo-Indian period, when this was tundra, there was an Eskimo group that had moved in, and they had their own style, their own specialized set of tools for living off, I'll say fish, seals, maybe even whales, small whales, and they're caribou, the herd animals. Okay. Yeah, this here was, I'm not sure. They probably would have used it as an awl or a lance type head. Now I gotta get I might as well start from here. I think I saw this before, yes. Definite spearhead. I think that was the working end. No. I think this was. But it doesn't matter anyway. So we're looking for the Debert Folsom points. That's what I'm looking for. Those are the ones with they had the twin prongs on the butts of the spearheads, and they're napped. Okay. Oh, that has an interesting curve to it. It wasn't an accident, but maybe they didn't finish it. Who knows? Maybe that's just the way it napped off. I don't know. This was, judging from that look, I was napped, but I don't know what they intended turning it into. It's hard to say. Oh yeah, I looked at this before. Now, this would have been probably utilized as an axe. I'm willing to bet it was, because there's a section right there for it to fit down onto into the notch at the top of an axe handle. Tied in, and that part was turned into the, yeah, it's a digging tool or an axe. That's a good example of a late Archaic period arrowhead. Or a Paleo-Indian arrowhead, one of them. So the goal, look for cupstones, fossils. Well, my. There's the shape of an arrowhead in here. And how that came to be was somebody actually napped out an arrowhead from this stone. What they had to do was they used percussion. They struck that edge of the stone, and that sliver of stone shaped like an arrowhead popped out. That's how they did that. Well, I don't think I'm going to find any major fossils. Well, at least not on this section of the beach. Yep. Okay. That is an early Paleo-Indian point. I don't know how they would have secured it to a stick, but to a spear shaft, but this was their style of points. The early Paleo Indian. This goes back to between, I'm going to guess, between 5 and 8,000 years. Now here's a late Archaic point. You notice the styles changed and became much more efficient. Yeah, there's, how do they judge the Archaic period? Lower, middle, and upper. Upper is where the Algonquin peoples, the woodland peoples, etc., began to form bands, began to form their bands, to get more closely knitted together, began to evolve their art more. That's the upper Archaic period. They stopped becoming cavemen and started to become aboriginals. Oh, hi, crab. Oh my God! You know what? he was protecting a little one. Okay, you hide. It's okay. That would have been a scraper. A handheld scraper for dressing game and fish, or a cutting tool. Oh yeah, I looked at this one before. Well, this was a work stone, yeah. So was that? Oh yes, I remember looking at that. Late Archaic. Two kinds of cutting tools here. I think this one was going to be turned into an arrowhead, but they never finished it or something. Oh. Now this, I'm looking at this, the butt of this head here, and believe it or not, that is paleoeskimo. That's what that is. Paleoeskimo. They weren't here that long. As it warmed up down here, down south, the ice retreated, the Paleoeskimo moved north. They went up to where they are now. What am I looking at here? Is that might just be an interesting mineral, or it could be, I think it's just mineral, because with polished fossil coral stones, you usually see circles or different specific designs. So that there is definitely I'm going to call it just a mineral. Okay, it's all hiding in here. Well, they probably would have turned that into a tool of some sort. I don't know. Now, I was down here yesterday. I got 2 videos in from way over there, and then bang, camera battery exhausted, so I just continued on without the camera. It was sort of it was a little disappointment for me, but I have to buy some more camera batteries, more memory cards. What's this? Believe it or not, that is an early Paleo-Indian spearhead. It doesn't look efficient, but when you take a pair of strong arms and some body weight and a spear shaft tied onto that, you can puncture that through just about any animal hide. There's a nice arrowhead there. That's where the butt of the arrow would go. Slide up over, and then it would be tied in. Well, it's not my Devitt Folsom point. I know I already found one. What is this? I think it's a broken adze. Yeah, it's a broken adze. The A-D-Z-E. Broken adze. This would have been a Paleo-Indian point, but they didn't finish it early. It was very early in the game. And I think it probably would have been meant for an atlatl arrow, because it's too big for a normal arrow. Oh, there's a little crab. There. You can keep you under cover. Oh! What you doing? Oh, what do we got up here?